Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and I kinda got busy with showing the lift-off sequence because I usually have nothing to say during them. Anyway, greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, but here we go! Whee! Another gummy ship segment that, it feels oddly misplaced for the upcoming level. Like, I mean, I would've thought this probably... Actually, I do have to wonder, maybe for the sake of, difficulty scaling, or balancing, or whatever... was this intended to be for maybe, like, Disney Castle, or maybe for another upcoming world that we haven't seen yet? I don't know, because, like, I mean, I feel like the pirate ship thing that we fought, you know, back when we were heading to the Olympus Coliseum, that was intended for this level, and this was intended for another one. Maybe the Pride Lands, I think, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I already used the Aqua-themed gummy ship level for Atlantica, so I don't know. Because, like, I mean, as I said before, like, some of the gummy ship segments do kind of theme themselves after specific areas in the game and worlds that I guess are closely related to them, I guess to represent bits of the world that have either been corrupted by darkness or have floated off from their original castle, so to speak. I don't know. I mean, this one doesn't really have any set pieces in particular, but, I mean, given the pirate ship motif, I have to think that, again, that was meant to be for Pirates of the Caribbean, which is, well, the world we're going to next. And, I guess maybe if we could sort of elucidate on whether or not I've seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, yes I have. All except for the one that this world is based on, which is the first one, that's, Curse of the Black Spot. But yeah, like, I mean, that's the only one I don't think I've seen. I'm pretty sure my sister's seen it at one point, but, not I. So again, like, I mean, not only are we going to be adapting it in Kingdom Hearts style, I'm also going to be kind of at a loss, because I'm not really too sure what happens in the first movie. I mean, I have seen the other movies in the Pirates of the Caribbean series with Dead Man's Hand and The World's End. But I mean, yeah, there was another... I forgot what the other title of the movie was. I think it was the one in between Dead Man's Hand and Curse of the Black Spot, but I can't remember at the moment. But anyway, this is a reasonably enjoyable world, at least for the first visit. There does come a bit of a caveat with one of the later bosses much later in the game, but I'll probably save that for then. But I mean, at this point, in terms of, you know, atmosphere and, you know, in terms of world building, I think the Pirates of the Caribbean one is actually pretty good, and definitely is one of my favorites, if only for the atmosphere alone of just... well, how markedly different Port Royal is, which some see as a bit of a detriment, and again, you'll be seeing once we get there, but... I don't know, like, it's got a very mysterious atmosphere, and, again, it just makes Port Royal as a location very, I don't know, very chilling, but at the same time also, diverse in terms of world stuff, compared to what you've seen in your average Kingdom Hearts game, so... yeah, it's definitely one of the stronger worlds of the game, is probably all I'm gonna say before we finally get there good and proper. Activating Hyperspeed! Whoa-ho! Yeah, we unlocked missions that we're not gonna do. And we've got gummy blueprints that'll teach us how to make gummy. And some more gummy blueprints that I don't know how I unlocked. And we got gummy material that we won't use for synthesis or gummy ship making.
Wow! This place is
kinda different.
something's up.
Organization 13?
Only one way to find out.
I will admit though, having Port Royal or Pirates of the Caribbean in general as a choice for Kingdom Hearts 2 was a bit of an odd duck, and the art style dissonance is something that we're probably going to be seeing in a little bit. Doesn't really bother me, mind you, but again, I'll probably elucidate on that when we finally get to see some human character models. But then again... well, I mean, I do remember the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, you know, during the hype cycle, for lack of a better phrase, but at the same time, and I guess it's also kind of weird talking about it now, that the movies are long since past tense, and I think Johnny Depp is long since kind of gotten over playing the role of Captain Jack Daniels, but I don't know, it's, again, I guess maybe the movie's popularity was its reason for its inclusion, but, yeah, odd choice, probably not the most bizarre one, but even still, it does make for a great world, as we will soon see.
Aztec treasury?
Aye, and thanks to the curse put on it, we are neither among the living nor the dead.
Really? 'Cause you look like regular pirates to me.
But in the moonlight.
Hold on, gotta load the character model. Loading, 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 still loading. There we are.
Whoa! Now I get what you were saying. Well, if you see two doofuses and a brat holding a keyblade, steer clear. They got a kind of magic that don't belong in this world, see? And nobody knows what it'll do to you, especially when the moon's showing what you really are.
A match for Barbossa, you say?
Hey!
See there? I knew it. Those are the punks I was telling you about.
Who are you calling punks? It's Sora, Donald, and Goofy to you, and don't you forget it!
That we won't, and we'll engrave it on your tombstone, to be sure.
Whoa, I like your style.
Men, half of you stay here and indulge these cullies. The rest, bring me that medallion.
Aye!
Aw, we only get to stomp on a few of you?
Right off the bat, one thing I just want to say is that one of the absolute best things about the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix soundtracks, not only do we not have the PS2 MIDI version, but we also get to hear the excellence of an orchestral version of He's a Pirate. Which, I mean, is the most pirately song that ever pirated the Pirate Bay, but goddamn, it is, it makes fighting one hell of an experience, and, gets you into the pirate spirit.
It's no use. We can't beat them.
Aye, what do you expect?
You best be saying your prayers.
Hey, watch out, they could see you. Stay away from their magic.
What for?
Weren't you listening to me before?
Hey Pete, thanks for the tip.
And, yeah, that's also pretty much the gimmick with our enemies here. When they're in the moonlight, they're exposed. Basically meaning that you can only really hit them when they're in their skelly forms, whereas if they're in the shadows and, not exposed to the moonlight, because I guess there's some, werewolf stuff going on, yeah, basically you can't attack them, because they'll pretty much be invincible as they were earlier on. But I mean, putting all that aside, yeah, we're also fighting human enemies this time around. I suppose that possibly might have been a bit of a reason as to why some people might have found this world a little bit skeevy, since it borders on mature. I mean, well, you know what, I was gonna say there's no blood involved, but believe it or not, we actually do see a bit of that later on. Partially because, again, it is to do with the Pirates of the Caribbean storyline. Another reason is, well, yeah, I guess maybe they just barely got it past the age rating. I guess maybe that counted under mild violence. I mean, bear in mind, when I say blood, I'm not talking about, like, you know, gushing Mortal Kombat or Doom levels of, you know, gore or violence or whatever. But I mean, at the same time, still a little bit more antsy for the general target audience that I think was playing the game at the time. But I mean, regardless of such, yeah, human enemy. Mainly just 3 pirate models, and I guess the fact that they're technically undead probably gives it a bit of leeway for us to beat the crap out of realistic humans, but yeah, it definitely makes for a more visceral experience, which I like.
Where are you taking me? Let me go!
Elizabeth! Stop! What are they?
We'll deal with them. Go! Take cover!
Oh, and so begins the Kingdom Hearts tradition of, oh no, the Heartless are here, run away, important Disney character from the movie, run off and, hide while we do battle things and do whatever. Well, again, to kind of elucidate on who those 2 people were, that was Elizabeth... I forgot what her name was, but then that was Will Turner, played by Orlando Bloom? Yeah, it has to be him. Like, quite the heartthrob from way back in the day, actually. Mainly because, you know, he's British, has a sexy body, and, well, women love a British accent. Well, I guess more specifically the suave received pronunciation type. I mean, you never hear women wringing their panties for somebody from, I don't know, Scotland or Birmingham, you know, with a voice like, "Alright, yeah, gorgeous, just come to fix your washing machine, okay? Yeah, I was gonna have some tea with Gaza." No, they're never the people that get the ladles. But instead we have, Will Turner, who has a lot more to do, at least in terms of what his role... Well, actually, it's kind of revealed towards the end of this one, but I think I might save that for a bit later. But basically, he's... Actually, no, I can't even say anything about him because I haven't seen the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. But basically, his girlfriend's been kidnapped and we gotta go save her. Traditional video game plottity things, and yeah. And I'm gonna pretty much say this right off the bat as well. Yeah, none of the original actors from the movie return to voice their characters, so no, that's not Orlando Bloom. We don't have Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Swann. Yeah, that's a name. At least I think it is. Whatever. Thank Nominee. And yes, as you could probably tell, that also doesn't mean no Johnny Depp for Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't know why I called him Captain Jack Daniels earlier. I don't know. I think of the drink. I mean, really, if I was going to be mentioning any alcohol, it should be Captain Arthur Morgan. Was that the name of the alcohol? Or was it just Captain Morgan? Whatever. It's appropriate. Although, then again, considering one of the parts of Deep Jungle where I legitimately did get pissed, I had a little bit too much Jim Beam, actually. So, yeah, I'm not going to be making that mistake again because it pretty much made that part unintelligible. So yeah, again, to once again reiterate, because thank Nominee, make sure that you don't let any of the, well, Pirates of Barbossa's crew get into the shadows, because again, without moonlight, they're invincible. So get them out in the open and take them down. I mean, your Keyblade should relatively be enough, and yeah, no problem really. Although they do have variances in their attack patterns. I mean, for example, some of them can dish out bombs, others have crossbow weapons. I think they might... Well, that's kind of weird, actually. I think in Kingdom Hearts 2 for the original game, it was actually a shotgun, whereas I think in the Final Mix version they changed it to a crossbow. You know, because showing blood and hitting human enemies is okay. Having a realistic shotgun? Bad. Even though I'm pretty sure Clayton in Deep Jungle also had a real shotgun. So what's really the difference apart from graphical aesthetic? Whatever. But I mean, anyway, the point is, ranged enemies can be a bit pish to deal with, but you do have a reaction command to return fire, so... Again, keep your wits about you and you should be good. Although, then again, that depends on whether or not you get lost in the chaos of, you know, fighting enemies and all that. But regardless of such, we're nearly at the end of the part because we've got a lengthy cutscene where we'll be meeting, well, a famous character, so catch you next time.
We're too late.
Huh?
Those pirates kidnapped Miss Swann and took her to their ship. Now they've sailed, and I'll never be able to find her.
Then she's long gone. The Black Pearl is nigh uncatchable. Best find yourself another girl, mate.
You? What are you doing aboard the Interceptor? She's off limits to civilians.
Ah, fortunate that I'm going to commandeer her then. She'll make a fine pirate ship.
A pirate?
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please.
Take me with you. Help me hunt down the Black Pearl and save Miss Swann. I got you out of that jail cell, Sparrow. Do this, and your debt's repaid.
You'll have to win fair lady's heart alone, mate. I see no profit in it for me.
Come on, Captain.
Are you sure you can sail her? All on your own?
You've a point there.
Thanks, Sparrow.
Captain Sparrow.
I'm Sora. This is Donald and Goofy.
I'm Will Turner.
That will be short for William, I imagine. No doubt name for your father, eh?
Yes.
Well then, Mr. Turner, you get us ready to make way. I have some effects to liberate.
Aye, aye. But hurry!
Naturally.
You really want to be a pirate?
Of course not.
What do you make of this will?
I don't know. We just met him.
I think my luck's about to change.